Hi everyone, so this is going to be the second part of my sort of mini catch-up on what I've been working on, focusing on Isengard from the Games Workshop Lord of the Rings range. So what I've got here, if I show you these two first, these two figures I believe came out back when Lord of the Rings first came out, so about 2001. And this is the Uruk Hai Scouts from the end of the Fellowship of the Ring, when they capture Merry and Pippin. So these are old models and they're really, really nice still. So you've got, hang on, I've carved it in the bottom. That one's Pippin, that one's Merry. I should probably do something with the hair to make his one of them a little bit darker. But the metal, really nice sculpts. They're more for scenarios more than anything. If you're doing the, what do you call it? What? Jesus. Amon Hen scenarios where you've got the Fellowship trying to take on the Uruk Hai Scouts and Lurtz. These are the sort of things you'd use if the Uruk Hai managed to capture the any of the hobbits and run away with them. So I've just finished painting those. These were really nice to paint. Simple because they're just Uruk Hai Scouts and I've done a few of those. But then also you've got the detail of the hobbits in there as well. Especially on the cloaks. The cloaks have got a really nice detail. Tried to weather them up a little bit. If you can focus, please. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, they're Dan's as well, so I've been working on them. I don't think I'd ever use them in a game. They're just nice to have, I think, more than anything. And then you got this guy. So this is actually move this a little bit. This is Sharkey from the Scouring of the Shire set that came out from Games Workshop. So this is a bit which is missed out of the movies, and so effectively after Orthanc and Isengard are overthrown, Saruman doesn't actually die. He goes off and he starts terrifying and sort of like taking over the Shire with bands of like ruffians and brigands and things like that. And so this is his character. So this profile is effectively Saruman, just slightly weaker. It should come with I always want to say George, but it's not Sharkey and George. Sharkey and Worm. So Sharkey's a name that Saruman takes, and Worm obviously is Grima Wormtongue. It should come with that, but then I don't know if he's got it or if he might have already painted it. But this was really nice to paint. I like figures which are, even if the cloaks are just one colour, it's nice to be able to get the detail in on the layers of the cloak and the folds and everything. Weathered it up a bit at the bottom as well to make it look a little bit better. So those are the three that I finished. I finished them last night, I think. I haven't done the bases. My plan for the bases, for anything that I've done for Dan, is just to dry brush them so that if he wants to add tufts himself, he can add a sort of like uniform kind of feel to it by having the same tufts on each base so that he doesn't have to worry too much. Also, I mean, I ain't buying bloody tufts. So, sorry Dan. Right, I'll pause this here now and show off the other heroes of Isengard that I've been working on. So, starting with the front one, instantly recognisable from the films, Lurtz. Nice to paint. Almost a shame I had to paint a Hound on his face because the detail on the face is really nice. So I find it easier to be painting dark skin like this to get a decent contrast on the skin tones. So here's the Lurtz. I've got one of my own Lurtz to do. I tried to mount him on a piece of slate, but it didn't really work because of the sort of like narrow sort of like spacing between his legs more than anything. It was hard to get it to adhere, so I didn't bother. So that's Dan's one. Next one I'll go through is Banner. This is a really nice banner. I don't think Games Workshop sell it anymore. It is available on eBay. Why don't you Dan focus? Come on. It's not hard. There we go. So it's still available on eBay, but I prefer this to the other Uruk Hai one. The other Uruk Hai one just looks clumsy as hell. At least this looks like a pike. I may, if I have any pikes break, stick one of these pike tips. So these ones. Or I could even, I suppose I could blue stuff press mould one and stick it on, just so that it looks a little bit more like a pike's being carried, but it's had a banner affixed to it. So white hands on these ones for Saruman's army. Next up is Vrasku, who's an awesome character. He can shoot his crossbow twice, so he gets 2 strength for ranged attacks per turn, which is very handy. Nice figure to paint. Decent detail on the face, but the problem, I suppose, is that it looks like he's meant to have a scar, maybe. So the problem with him having a scar there is it should actually, it pretty much distorts the face. Yeah, so you can see it going across his eye there. It distorts his face and makes doing the eyebrows and things a bit harder. But he was a nice one to do. He's good. He's good in the game as well. I want to try and get hold of him. Games Workshop still produce him, but they produce him in a 2-pack, which comes with these guys. Now, one of these is mine, one of these is Dan's. I haven't decided which yet. Don't think there's much between them. But this is Ugluk. So Ugluk takes over after Lurtz dies, and one of his special rules is something like he can chop the head off if he's got a friendly model in base contact with him in a turn. He can cut their head off or something, and they pass courage tests, or he cuts their head off and does something. No, it's quite cool. But the model's got a really nicely sculpted orc head, which was nice to paint. Didn't do a hand on his face because I thought it might be a bit too much. Just went for some sort of like white stripes. Mounted these both on a bit of slate just to give them a little bit of height. Next, this is just a generic Uruk Hai Captain, but he's great because he's strength 4. I think with a shield he might be defense 7, which is pretty heavy hitting. But he's nice. This one's Dan's. I do want to get hold of one of these. I have got an Uruk Hai Captain, but I've got the Uruk Hai Captain from the Siege set. So he's got a helmet, which is actually, let me pause it. Okay. So this is the guy. He's got the awesome sort of Greek style helmet, which looks amazing. May have to try. I've definitely got to strip this. I got it on eBay, and it looks like it's been painted with mud. I don't know. I hope it hasn't got any of the details, and I hope it is water-based paint, but that'll go in a Dettol bath as soon as I can. But he's really nice. He's a nice one. That's everything that I've been working on at the moment. I have got more berserkers to come. Hopefully I can get hold of some crossbows for myself. They're just really expensive. And then I've got Saruman. So I've got 2 Sarumans to do. So I'm painting Dan's as well. So I've got a foot Saruman for myself, a foot Saruman for my brother, a mounted Saruman for myself, and a mounted Saruman for my brother. So I'm probably going to be sick of painting them by the time it finishes, but if I can get Saruman mounted, a load of crossbows, some berserkers, and then maybe throw in some warriors, I reckon I've got quite a good little force that I can play around with for a bit. But thanks for watching, everyone. I'll probably be doing one more video because I've got a couple other bits that I've worked on, but they might be slightly different. So thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.